Imagine the perfection of heaven, radiant light, endless peace, and the music of angels filling the eternal sky. Now, imagine that very same heaven trembling under the weight of rebellion. A night when loyalty turned to treachery, beauty became corruption, and an unthinkable betrayal shook the very foundations of eternity. This is the untold story of the night the angels betrayed God. Part 1, The Seed of Rebellion. It began not with war, but with pride. Among the highest of angels stood Lucifer, the morning star, adorned with beauty unmatched in all creation. His voice led heaven's choirs, his form radiated perfection, and his position was second only to God himself. But perfection without humility becomes dangerous. Some believe the spark of rebellion began when God revealed his ultimate plan, to create humanity, fragile yet made in his image, and to give them a destiny even angels would marvel at. The angels were to serve and minister to these new beings, not rule over them. To Lucifer, this was unacceptable. Why should beings made of dust be elevated above the hosts of heaven? The whispers began in the courts of angels, quiet at first, then louder. Lucifer questioned God's fairness, his authority, even his right to rule. The idea spread like a shadow through heaven's brilliance, and angels who once sang God's praises began listening to the voice of the challenger. Part 2, The Great Deception. Lucifer's rebellion wasn't just brute force, it was persuasion. He painted God's throne as tyranny and himself as the bringer of freedom. He promised his followers that together they could take the heights of heaven, seize the throne, and rule without the restrictions of God's law. Scripture hints that 1/3 of the angels believed him. These were not minor spirits, but mighty beings, warriors, guardians, and even messengers who had stood in the very presence of God. That night, heaven's perfect harmony was fractured. Part 3, War in Heaven. The betrayal became open defiance. Michael, the archangel of God's armies, rose to meet Lucifer. What began as a rebellion of hearts turned into a war of realms. Imagine the sound. The clash of divine weapons, the shattering of light against light, the thunder of angelic armies colliding across heaven's expanse. The battle raged until God himself issued the final judgment. Lucifer, now called Satan, and his followers were cast out. No more would they walk the streets of gold or hear the voice of God's glory. Instead, they were hurled from heaven like lightning, stripped of their place, their beauty warped into darkness. Part 4. The Curse and the Fall to Earth. Banished from the holy realm, the fallen angels became wanderers of the cosmos. Some were bound in chains in the abyss, awaiting final judgment. Others roamed the earth, seeking to corrupt the very creation they despised. Satan's hatred for mankind burned hotter than ever. If he could not rule heaven, he would destroy God's image on earth. His first target, the Garden of Eden. There, in the form of a serpent, he whispered lies to humanity just as he once had to the angels. And mankind fell. Part 5, The Results on Mankind. From that moment, sin entered the world. Death, suffering, and chaos became part of the human story. Every war, every betrayal, every act of cruelty traces its shadow back to that night in heaven when pride sparked the first rebellion. The fallen angels, now demons, work tirelessly to deceive, to divide, and to keep humanity from returning to God. They tempt leaders into tyranny, whisper lies into the ears of the desperate, and seek to destroy families, nations, and souls. Part 6, God's Judgment and the Final End. But the rebellion is not over yet. God's punishment is both present and future. Some of the fallen are already imprisoned in chains of darkness. Others roam free for a time. But the day will come when all of them, including their leader, will be cast into the lake of fire, never to rise again. Until then, heaven's armies remain vigilant. Michael and the faithful angels still fight, not in heaven this time, but on earth, protecting God's people and waging unseen battles against the forces of darkness. That night in heaven was the first war. It was the first betrayal, the first fall, and the first taste of what pride can destroy. And though the battle rages on, the ending has already been written. God will win, and the night the angels betrayed him will be remembered forever, not as their triumph, but as their eternal defeat.